Good evening everyone. As you guys know that to file an income tax return for the period of 2023 and 24 was 31st July 2024, and I failed to file my income tax return for this period, and I was very curious to know that whether now I will be able to file this return or not. So to get an informative advice, we have our tax expert Mr. Anil Bajaj with us. Hello Anil, as I failed to file my income tax return for this period, will I able to file it again?
Yeah, Anuba, if you fail to file your income tax return for the assessment year 24-25, the last date of which was 31st of July 24, so no problem. Still, you can file your income tax return. Under the Income Tax Act, there is a concept called belated filing of a return under Section 139, subsection 4 of the Income Tax. So you can file your belated return till 31st December 24. You can definitely file your return.
Okay. So in addition to all this, will I bear any interest or any fines and penalties?
Yes, Anuba. If you are filing, because see, the government wants you to file the return by 31st of July 24 for the period 23-24,
Right.
and you failed to do the same. So now you have to pay interest and fees for not filing a return on time. So there is an interest which is defined under Section 234A of the Income Tax Act. So you have to pay interest at the rate of 1% per month or the part of the month on the outstanding tax. So suppose if you have any outstanding tax, then in that case you have to pay 1% interest on the same. So if the period of interest is counted from 1st of August, because 31st is the last date, the period starts from 1st of August till the date of filing of return. Suppose if you basically file on 31st of August, so you have to pay 1% interest for 1 month on the outstanding taxes. Then you can file the return. And in addition to interest, there is I explained you a late fee, or you can call it a fee. So fees is also defined under Section 234F of the Income Tax Act. You have to pay fees for filing of a return. This fees is dependent upon your total income. Suppose if you have a total income in the return which you are going to file is 5 lakh rupees or more, then you have to pay a fee of 5,000 rupees. If your total income is less than 5 lakh rupees, you have to pay a fee of 1,000 rupees. So by paying of this fees, you can definitely file your return, but this fee is a mandatory fee. There is no waiver of this fees for filing the return.
Okay, glad at least I can file an income tax return for this period. So I have to ask you one more question, that in comparison to my friends and family who has already filed an income tax return, will I face any other kind of losses or any other kind of things?
Yeah, so Anuba, if you are comparing yourself with your friends and families, you have already compliant of the law. They have already filed the return within the time frame. So you are failed to file the return within the time frame. Though you can file a belated return as explained you till 31st of December. But yes, there are 3 downsides, because definitely you suffers on 3 counts. Number 1, suppose if you have any carry forward losses, suppose you in your returns have some business loss. So you're not allowed to take this business loss in a subsequent year. This business loss will become debt for you once for all. Suppose if you have any losses from capital gain, suppose you might have sold some shares and you got a basically loss on account of capital gain, what we call as a capital loss. This capital loss is also not allowed in your case to carry forward to subsequent years. But as far as your friends and families are concerned, they can very well take this business loss and capital loss to a subsequent years and set off against those incomes if they have in a subsequent year. But except one loss, which is a house property loss, that house property loss in both the same, though both the persons are same, you can also allow to carry forward your house property loss in the future in the future years the way they got it claimed. So as far as in business loss and as far as HP loss is concerned, house property you can take it further. Rest of the losses you are not allowed to take it further. That is a point number 1. Point number 2. You are also not basically now opt for a old regime. So there is a called, if you wanted to file a return in the old regime, might be this is beneficial for you, because in the old regime there are a lot of deductions. Okay, in the new regime no deductions are there. So in the old regime, if you want to opt, you cannot opt. So because you are filed a return belatedly, so the persons who are filing a belated return, they are not having an option to file a return under old regime. Now you have to mandatorily filed a return under default regime, which is a new regime. And thirdly, because now there is basically the interest on refund. Suppose there is a less amount of interest which you get on refund. For example, what I'm trying to say is that suppose if you have a refund, might be the total taxes are less than the prepaid taxes which you already paid, like in the form of TDS or advance tax, then a refund returns comes into play. Suppose your returns shows a refund, so on the refund government pays you interest under section 244A of the Income Tax Act. So if now in your case what happened was that you have to basically get a less interest on refund, because in your case the amount of refund is comparatively less as compared to your friends and families, because they have filed the return on time, and their refunds basically starts from the calculation of interest on refund starts from 1st of April till the date of refund. But in your case the period of interest on refund starts from the date of filing of a return till grant of refund. So might be your period is maybe 1 or 2 months, as the case may be when you file a return. Its amount of interest is comparatively less. In addition to 3 downsides, there is no other downsides. After this noted, you can very well file your income tax return till 31st of December 24.
Glad that I was aware. You told me all this. Thank you so much. And now I'm like at relax that I can file my income tax return till 31st December 2024. Thank you, Anil, for your
Thanks,
precious
Anil.
time.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Anil.